YouTube, Crown Vic Nation, what's happening, everybody? You know, as usual, you know the saying. I just want to thank everybody for sticking around with the channel. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Appreciate it. Um, I want to talk about something today. I received a couple questions from a person who watched my channel, and he's had quite a few questions, which I don't have any problem answering. I have dealt with Crown Victorias for well over 7 years at this point. So much research, so much of this, so much of that. So I feel maybe with this video, I can help somebody else with a similar question. And that specific question was if they use stock logs. Let me get out the way. Stock logs, which are the standard logs that come with most vehicles. The newer Mustangs and everything have kind of like a shorty design, but we're talking about pre-2011 Ford, where this was the go-to right here. Now, his question was, could he use a O2 sensor extender and reroute the O2 sensors? And what I mean is that as you can see, this is the stock placement on the driver's side, and then it comes right here. So if you look from the catalytic converter, you see that one's smack dab in the middle. Now, this is where you get a little funky, because on the passenger side, there is no bong in the stock exhaust log. Instead, it's right here. So I was explaining to him, because he was talking about straight piping it, and I'm guessing stick with the stock part that comes after this. So I was explaining to him that when you do that, when you hook this up, I would have my exhaust shop, when they make me a straight pipe, measure from this tip all the way to where this placement of this O2 sensor, and place it right there. Now, for the rears, you don't really need the rears. If you get a X4, which are the latest upgrade, or a Livewire SCT tuner, which is, you know, you can get them online. You can get the X4 new used for about $300. You can get a new one anywhere from $400 to God knows. They charge quite a bit for the X4, which is a smaller version of the X3. But if you want to upgrade further, get a Livewire SCT, and that will provide more parameters. So enough of the rambling. So that's what I would do. Now I want to explain, these are headers that I want to potentially use, and I want to explain these. If you look at these, when you get any type of long tube headers, they have already tested the placement of their O2 bong. And as you can see on this one, you turn it up, it's on the side right there. This one is facing upwards. So it doesn't matter if these were Mustang headers, Crown Vic headers, they already figured out a proper placement to place those O2 sensors. And this is just a plug which comes out. I'm going to put this plug on the rear sensors because I'm not using it. And I also would state, be careful when you buy new X4, because as you know, the EPA find SCT, because SCT programmers allowed you to turn off the rear, and they also allowed you to turn off the I'm trying to get it to mind. That is the, oh Lord, let me think. I forgot what that was. It allowed you to turn off the EGR, and those are all emission things to your car. So be careful when you get the new ones, because they might not have the capability of doing that. And also be careful if you get updated software, because they might stop you from turning off the EGR and turning off the rear O2 sensors, which you really don't need. So I just want to kind of make that video on that. Also, I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit of way to make a little bit more power. I also wanted to state in the video that yes, when you do any type of modification to the exhaust, definitely, because the O2 sensors read differently from the front O2 and the rear. So once you remove that, the computer is going to see different parameters that it shouldn't be in its stock form. So if you do any type of modification to the exhaust, just simply get a tune for it. There's a couple you can research. There's plenty of people who do Crown Vic tunes, and you will definitely need it, or else you're going to either have bad gas mileage, you're going to have stumbling, you're going to most definitely pop a check engine light, you're going to have a bad idle. So don't do the cheap route and just stick it on there. You know, some people do, but I'm just telling you the proper way to do it. If you want to modify it straight pipe from the headers to the catback minus the catalytic converters, you will need a tune. And then I was telling one guy that once you do get a tune, you're going to gain between 25 and 20 and 25 horsepower with a free exhaust. You're going to gain, and I'm talking maybe a 93 tune, 91, you're going, it's kind of in the middle. 93, sweet 93, you're going to gain a lot of power and torque. E85 people, they can turn up the timing higher. You're going to gain, 15% more of what you did over 93. So simply get a tune when you switch to the straight pipe exhaust. Now, I did have this on my channel before, and I want to show you guys, because I know I did this video a while ago, so I want to kind of show you guys how I modified. This is a professional product. I do plan to repaint it, so it's been used. I use this setup with no problems. I will say from my own personal experience doing this, I felt the change. I don't know how much. If I would have got a tune, I'm sure, it would have complemented everything even better. So this is the stock plenum. And as you can see, it's not that hard. This brass part came with the professional products. And I would say I paid 40 bucks for this professional products. It's the same thing as Trick Flows, 100 bucks plenum. So I simply, as you can kind of see it, I mean, I drilled out, JB welded. That's this part here. This came with it, so I didn't need to. I just screwed it in there. This goes to the fuel pressure sensor. It gives it vacuum and reading. And that's this part right here. I took this part off of another one I had. JB welded it right in there. This is this one. I didn't put it up as high as this one, but it still got vacuum, I believe, to the brake, if I'm not mistaken, or the evap. I'm not sure. I got to remember which one is which, but it did work. And simply, this is what I did. I modified the stock tube I just cut this off. I bought a coupler. This is from a 05 and up F-150, which I believe is, I'm on an estimate, is a 75. It's substantially bigger than the stock one. I bought a coupler with a reducer because this was smaller, and I just put all this together in there, and it worked fine. And I tell you this, I felt a very big difference on the response and the top end versus when I did not have it. And as you can see, the MAV housing goes right in there. This is this filter, I don't have the specific name of the filter that I bought, but they do have them on eBay, and it comes with a couple different innards. That way you can properly size the MAV housing that you're putting in there. And I just used a simple piece of hose for the crankcase. That's either the crankcase or the PVC, so don't get me wrong on which one that is. So I'm going to do I'm going to do my 11 a little bit different. I have a build your own intake system that I'm going to make a smooth transition, because as you know, when air gets some type of disturbance, it slows it down. So this right here and all this junk, literally, it disturbs the airflow. You want the smoothest trail possible to the engine. So Ford did all this for a reason, you know, sound, everything. They did this specific thing for a reason. So as you can see, this slips right on as if it was stock. So with this, I'll just get couplers like I did here, put it together, and it should be great. So hopefully this was another helpful video for you guys. You got some great information. Like I say, my plan is to get better equipment, you know, GoPro or some type of camera when I get ready to do the 4-valve build. I plan to have great details on that, and I'm going to try to give you as much information on building a 2-valve as I can, because my original plan wasn't, but I ended up doing it anyway because the 4-valve is going to take a lot longer for me to accomplish. So I'm just trying to give you 2-valve guys hope that you can build a respectable horsepower vehicle and be happy with it. So thanks, YouTube. Appreciate everybody sticking around. I have a couple more videos planned, and like I said, if you got any questions, just talk to me, YouTube Nation. I'll let you know where to get parts, bottom ends, whatever you need. Just, you know, hey, hit me up on YouTube, hit the like button, you know what to do. Appreciate it. Hope everybody have a good day. Thanks a lot, YouTube.